or deposit to the bank. It means you are providing opportunity to that person whenever there's a huge cash. For example, company need to deposit $100 million. So only one person can do that, receive the cash and deposit to the bank. So when he receives the cash, he may just go and hide somewhere or run away with this 100 million. Or he can just make a forged robbery on him. He can ask his friends, rob me. And after 5 years or 1 year, we can split this money. Right? So this is called opportunity. So in ideal situation, not in ideal, I think in most rational situation, the person who is receiving money, he is not responsible for depositing the money. So the depositing department is normally outsourced with bank securities. So have you seen the bank's security cards running around with cash? They usually have bulletproof, strange looking wagons. They go and they just collect the cash and they go to the bank's treasury. Right? You have seen this kind of security vans who have tons of cash and they are running around on the roads with different banks or companies to companies, collect cash and deposit to the bank's accounts. And the third one is called rationalization. So rationalization means I deserve it. Why? Because nobody treats me fairly. So it's my right to make a point. I steal something to make a point that, okay, I do matter here. Or you can say that if everybody is doing this kind of corruption, then I have a right to do this corruption as well. This is called rationalization. Or just this once, I won't let it happen again. If nobody is looking at me, I just steal the money, or only for one time. Next time I won't do that. This is also rationalization, because you believe that everybody else, if somebody else in this situation, he definitely steal the money. So why not I? I may be losing this opportunity, right? So rationalization occurs because the person who is committing the fraud, he thinks that I deserve this. If I don't, somebody else will. The opportunity is basically the loophole between the internal controls or overlapping of the duties. The motive is, we talk about motive, there is a greed element into the person who commits the fraud. The next learning objective is explain objectives and components of internal control. The question is here, what we can do? Can we control the motive? Can you say that this person is greedy or not? Answer is, you cannot judge. Can you find out the rationalization? No. Only you can minimize the fraud. Which kind of fraud? The fraud that occurs from opportunity. So these are the reasons. Only you can control the reasons of the fraud through your internal control, because rest of the thing is totally psychological, and it it varies from person to person. Some people greedy is that, okay, $1,000, but some person greedy is for $1 million, others $1 billion, right? It changes from person to person. So you can only minimize the reason of the fraud. Which kind of reason? Opportunity. So let's talk about this. So internal control and components of internal control. Let's talk about this. Internal control. So it is the primary way that fraud, which is, you can say that the fraud can be prevented, detected, and corrected. So the internal control is a plan of organization and a system of procedures by a company management and the board of directors. So objective of internal control is to safeguard the assets, encourage employees to follow policies, promote operational efficiency, ensure accurate, reliable records, and comply with legal requirements. Should I have to explain it? It's self-explanatory. Should I? Guys, are you with me?
Yes, I want to know what legal requirement is.
So here, for example, companies like, companies are subject to law, such as like the regulation for these securities and exchange, right? Like taxation, local and international governing bodies, these kind of laws. Companies are, are like bound to follow this kind of law. But when the companies disobey the law, they are subject to fines, and in extreme cases, their top executives may even go for prison. So effective internal control helps to ensure that company is complying with the law and avoiding any kind of legal difficulty. Right? For example, the company executive is given the helicopter in order to save the time and this kind of stuff. But he is using that helicopter for his own personal fame, on family matters, or for his own recreation. It means he is not following the company's law or the SEC, Security and Exchange Commission law. And it states that the assets are used solely for company purposes, not for your personal purposes or for your own fame purposes. Right?
Yes.
Okay.
I understand, but like I said, it depends of your controlling and policies. For example, if all of the control policy are made or overseen by any human, you can still, I mean, rob or cheat. The only
Yes.
way is like if at the top of the controlling is like a machine with a kind of number or entry, like 1 + 1 = 2, something like this. Now you can really have a power over your stuff. But if there is human, there is a like mistake, because we're all human.
Yes. There are always a chance for fraud because
Yeah.
policies are made by humans and we are not error free. Right? So that's why internal control is applicable to prevent, detect, and correct. And this is a loop process because now technology is improving, right? There are new scams and new scandals. So policies are continuously updating, right? Okay. So there are some acts as well. We are not going to discuss it because every country has its own acts. Just for your knowledge, for your just curiosity, I have just pasted this slide here. You can read it by yourself. These are some examples of as well. Here we go. So the internal control can be broken down into 5 components. Number 1 is control environment. Number 2, risk assessment. Number 3, information system. Number 4, control procedures. And at the end, monitoring. So you can just think of it as a herd. So companies as a herd. The control environment serve as a roof. The information system serve as, inside the office, control procedure as entry, monitoring as windows. And risk assessment is overall outer side environment. So let's talk about one by one. The components of internal control, number first is control environment. So in our previous example picture, the control environment, it's symbolized by roof over the building. So which means it is a tone at the top. Here we go. Which means code of ethics. So it starts with the owner and the top manager. They must behave honorably to set a good example of company employees. If board of directors, managers, they are not coming to the company on time, then what do you expect from staff or lower level management? They can also say that, okay, it's a relaxed atmosphere here. We can come at, whatever time suits us. Right? So the key ingredient of this control environment is a corporate code of ethics molded by top management, which includes such provision as prohibition against giving or taking bribes or kickbacks from customers or suppliers. We can give you the tender if you pay us 5% money, 10% money. The managers, they work for the company, and company is owned by shareholders. So managers should work for shareholders rather than for their own salary or for their own wealth. So the number first is control environment. You should hire those managers who are or who exhibit good ethics. And the control starts from the top. Number two is risk assessment. So you identify the business risk and you establish procedure to deal with these kind of risks. Example include, for example, Kraft Foods, they faces the risk that its food products may harm people. Right? So similarly with this, some kind of airlines, their risk assessment is that their planes may crash. So all the companies, they face risk of bankruptcy as well. So the management and the board of directors, they have to identify these risks and do what they can to provide or to prevent or provide procedures or prevent those risks from causing some kind of financial harm. Right? The third one is information system. In information system, in that example, graphical example, it's symbolized by door or the building. So the information system is the means by which accounting information enters and exits. It should be fair and error-free. So the owner of the business needs accurate information to keep track of assets and measure profits or losses. So for example, you are entering the office, you enter the office by thumb impression, right? Exit the office by thumb impression. So there are some cameras, and it further, adding that the person is, coming with nothing in his pockets or in his arms, and he is going back with nothing in his arms. Right? So every system within the business that processes accounting data should have the ability to capture transactions. So in kind of accountancy information like that, nobody is carrying USB with themselves, or there are no USB ports in your laptops or in your desktop, so that company's data is